LRTVS Newswatch for Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. Making the headlines this evening, Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Onij Walrand, has announced a new policy for motor vehicles that will allow a 20 to 25% tint regulation. 3 persons are currently in custody assisting with the investigation of the alleged robbery/murder in Cumberland East Kanji Berbice. Residents of Blackbush Boulder are pushing back against claims of government inaction, saying heavy rainfall and drainage sabotage are behind recent flooding. We will bring you full details of those and other stories when Newswatch returns. Welcome back, and now for the news in detail. Minister of Home Affairs and welcome to the LRTVS Newswatch for Tuesday, December 30th, 2025. Making the headlines this evening, Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Onij Walrand, has announced a new policy for motor vehicles that will allow a 20 to 25% tint regulation. 3 persons are currently in custody assisting with the investigation of the alleged robbery/murder in Cumberland East Kanji Berbice. Residents of Blackbush Boulder are pushing back against claims of government inaction, saying heavy rainfall and drainage sabotage are behind recent flooding. We will bring you full details of those and other stories when Newswatch returns. Welcome back, and now for the news in detail. Minister of Home Affairs Honorable Georgetown has announced a new policy for motor vehicles that will allow a 20 to 25% tint regulation. Monique Balgobin tells us more.
The Ministry of Home Affairs has formally announced the enactment of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Tint Regulations 2025, which will take effect on January 1st, 2026. The announcement was made by Minister of Home Affairs Honorable Georgetown, who explained that the previous legal framework surrounding tinted windows was largely outdated and widely ignored, with a significant number of vehicles operating outside the permitted limits. Under the new regulations, all vehicles will now be allowed to carry a defined level of tint without the need for an exemption, once they fall within clearly outlined standards for visible light transmission, commonly referred to as VLT. According to the regulations, no tint will be allowed on the front windscreen, with the exception of a visor not exceeding 6 inches from the top. Front side windows for both the driver and front passenger must allow at least 25% visible light transmission, while rear side windows and rear windscreen must maintain a minimum of 20%. The use of mirrored or reflective tint has been strictly prohibited. The ministry has also outlined specific categories eligible for exemptions, including vehicles used by senior government officials, emergency services, diplomatic missions, licensed private security firms, and individuals with certified medical conditions requiring reduced sunlight exposure. Applications for exemptions will be reviewed by the Minister of Home Affairs, and approved cases will be recorded in a national digital tint registry. In addition to the new standards, updated penalties have been introduced. Motorists and businesses found in breach of the regulations faces fine up to $30,000 for installing or operating vehicles with non-compliant tint. To ensure a smooth transition, a 3-month amnesty period will be implemented from the start of the regulations. During this time, the Guyana Police Force will establish tint testing sites nationwide, allowing motorists to assess and adjust their vehicles without penalty. Full enforcement will begin once the amnesty period concludes. The ministry says the new measures are intended to strike a balance between modern vehicle use and public safety, while supporting consistent and fair law enforcement across the country. Motorists are encouraged to take advantage of the amnesty period and ensure their vehicles meet the new requirements before full enforcement begins. The Ministry of Home Affairs says further information on testing locations will be released in the coming weeks. Reporting for the LRTVS Newswatch, I am Monique Balgobin.
3 persons are currently in custody, assisting with the investigation of the alleged robbery/murder in Cumberland, East Kanji, Berbice. Solution Ryan joins us with more details.
Police are continuing investigations into the alleged robbery-murder committed on 61-year-old businessman Chen Yongpeng at Cumberland Village, East Kanji, Berbice, which occurred on Monday, December 22, 2025. Police in a statement said 3 males, a 17-year-old of Bunbush Dam, Kanji, a 29-year-old of Fort Ordnance Housing Scheme, and another 29-year-old also of Fort Ordnance Housing Scheme were arrested on Monday, December 29, 2025, cautioned and interviewed, during which they made admissions. According to initial police investigations, 2 men left their Cumberland Village home at about 3 a.m. to conduct business at the Port Morant Market, Curtin, Berbice. Upon returning home around 5 a.m., police said the victims were reportedly confronted by 2 identifiable male suspects armed with knives. The suspects allegedly robbed the men of several items, including an iPhone 12 Pro Max valued at $322,000 and an undisclosed sum of cash belonging to Chen Yongping. Chen Dongrang was reportedly robbed of $150,000 in cash and an iPhone 12 Pro Max valued at $342,000. During the attack, both victims sustained injuries, including stab wounds. They were subsequently taken to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital for medical treatment. Chen Yongping later succumbed to his injuries while receiving care. Chen Dongrang, who suffered a fractured skull, was admitted to Ward 8 and has since been discharged. The three suspects remain in custody as investigation continues. Reporting for the LRTVS Newswatch, Salochni Rupnarayan.
More news after these messages. You are watching the LRTVS Newswatch. Now for more news. Residents of Blackbush Polder are pushing back against claims of government inaction, saying heavy rainfall and drainage sabotage, not neglect, are behind recent flooding. Salochni Rupnarayan tells us more.
Residents and farmers of Blackbush Polder have rejected claims that the government is not doing enough for the farming community, pointing instead to acts of sabotage to drainage infrastructure and heavy rainfall as the main causes of recent flooding. Several farmers who spoke with the media explained that Blackbush Polder is typically affected during the rainy season, but emphasized that current conditions are not as severe as in previous years. On Sunday, December 28, 2025, farmers reported that despite ongoing government interventions to improve water management, individuals continue to tamper with dams, tubing, and stoppages. These actions allow water to overflow into neighboring lands, undermining efforts to reduce flooding.
Concerning this flooding, overnight rain flood this place. And that government, people blame government. It's not government that make rainfall. Well, what they gotta do is monitor the system, open the coca, work the pump, and 1-2 farmer will get cash crop. If they can help circle them farm and thing and assist them pump out the water. Other than that, government fault, government are try best. The water users by them can make sure they pump them work, which they're doing a good job too. But then again, one man not please everybody. God and all get close.
Farmer right, farmer in general, cut the dam, the water flow over, gone and dock to people cash crop or whatever. Who you gonna blame? You gonna blame the government for it? It's the farmers who have to blame. Really, this is a farming community. We have to do our best to avoid to damage the infrastructure in this place. Enough big farmers at this place. When I say big farmers, right? What cultivate a lot of rice. They could buy tube and put them on their land to drain without damaging the dam. And then then cut the dam and say government got plenty money for make them back. That's craziness. And then again, they got blame us and the water user that we are doing nothing. How much you want we to do? We have to take instruction from a higher authority. We on the ground here, we have to take instructions what to do and how to motivate ourselves. We can't just do things by our own self. Now we the Blackbush water user here. Now the regulator closed, we know when to start the irrigation pump, we know when to drain the canal and what to do. We know all of that. Now farmers, some farmers say, I don't get water. Right? I not pump water. When you pump the water now to press to the farmers at the front land, so right, and the rain comes down Blackbush down. Who you going to blame for that? Who is going to blame for that? This is a natural disaster, this is rainfall. Who you going to blame for it? Only 3 days ago they complained that they don't get water. 3 to 4 days ago, they don't get water. When the water flow up, don't forget, and the rain comes, the whole place ducked with water. Well, who you going to blame? This, me live in Blackbush over 40 years, right? And this is something very normal. This happens steady, right? Blackbush backland high, frontland high, and the residential area here low. So since the rain, they have from this present government, they do a lot. They do a lot. We don't need more than what these people do. Right? We don't need more. Right? We don't need more what these people do. Then people try to do everything when they feel like to do. Not what they feel like to do. Try to help people.
This time, the rain is the problem. Nobody can stop. This is God nature work. The rain excess fall hard, it flooded. But still, with heart, our agriculture minister come here today, so he shouldn't be in charge. He with us today to help us and talk to us. And the next thing you go see here, next studio might hear, then get my little hamper and go share the minister. Then go get food on the table. So me don't know whether I'm going to bring man and said this government not do good or not do good. The government doing a wonderful.
While farmers acknowledged that heavy rainfall continues to impact the area during the wet season, they stressed that the situation is far better than it was years ago. They are calling for greater cooperation among farmers and stronger enforcement to protect drainage systems, noting that government efforts alone cannot prevent flooding if infrastructure continues to be deliberately damaged. Reporting for the LRTVS Newswatch, Salochni Rupnarayan.
The humanitarian mission Guyana Inc. continues to bring hope and relief to those most in need as its outreach efforts reach vulnerable residents in Region 6. Ashley Smith joins us with more details.
The humanitarian mission Guyana Inc. on Tuesday, December 30th, 2025, continued its charitable outreach with the distribution of food hampers to 2 vulnerable residents of New Amsterdam, Berbice. The gesture formed part of the organization's ongoing mission to support individuals facing hardship, particularly those who are bedridden, abandoned, or neglected. HMGI has earned recognition for its humanitarian work not only across Guyana, but also internationally, consistently reaching out to vulnerable communities with essential assistance. In recent weeks, the organization distributed 100 food hampers to senior citizens and persons living with disabilities, reaffirming its commitment to caring for those most in need. During Tuesday's visit, the recipients were visibly moved, with emotions running high as they expressed heartfelt gratitude for the support received. Members of the HMGI team noted that moments like these reinforce the importance of their work as the organization continues to uplift lives through acts of kindness, compassion, and service. Speaking with this newscast, Chief Executive Officer of Humanitarian Mission Guyana Inc., Mr. Suresh Surjan, expressed sincere gratitude for the organization's donors for their continued support, noting that their generosity makes the outreach possible. He also shared how fulfilling it is to be able to assist residents in need, emphasizing that bringing comfort and hope to vulnerable individuals remain at the heart of HMGI's mission.
First of all, I would like to thank our donors from Guyana and international for giving us this opportunity. It was a Christmas food hampers drive that we were direct on Christmas Day. I would like to thank our volunteers and our staff. Ms. Zina is not here with us. We have Ms. Hoti and Ms. Nangra, and they all have worked tirelessly to bring 100 food hampers together. And regardless of the challenge of the rainfall on Christmas Day, we distributed 100 food hampers from Blackbush all the way to this part of New Amsterdam and Kanji. The outreach reached homebound individuals suffering from serious medical conditions, including stroke, related complication, amputation, blindness, and chronic illness. Many beneficiaries rely entirely on caregivers, while others face isolation, abandonment, and limited access to basic necessities. Again, as I said, we are an NGO registered here in Guyana. We focus on the 3 E's, that we educate, empower, and elevate individuals in breaking the cycle of poverty. But we also work with persons of disability, low working families, single parents, and our vision here as an NGO in Guyana is to give persons a second chance. And I make a commitment to myself that after seeing so many different cases in Region 6 for the past couple of days, and more so on Christmas Day, I will be talking to donors for us to invest in those who have left behind.
Meanwhile, one of the recipients, Ms. Verna New Year, shared details about her son's medical condition and the efforts being made to care for him. She expressed deep appreciation for the support received, noting that the assistance has eased some of the challenges they face. Ms. New Year explained that the help provided was not only beneficial to her son, but also brought relief to her as a caregiver, describing the gesture as timely, compassionate, and truly meaningful to their family.
I'm born in New Year. I have a sickly son, February. He was born, from the day he born, you gotta say he was sickly, because he born with the veil on his face. And when it was a trainee midwife who was dealing with me, when she picked him by his feet, and she noticed no face because this thing covered the face. She said, "Oh God, was this? She should loose it back on the bed." And then the midwife come forward and she take it off. She tried to get him to respond, like cry, and he wasn't crying. And took him to the oxygen room. When they brought him back to me, they said that he's twitching because because of this vein, we not often get to go to the brain. So, I had to spend over 14 days in the hospital with him before they discharged us. And from then, keep coming. It wasn't so sickly, but the constant fits never stopped. Fits upon fits. And he's 30, how much now? He's 33. He's 33 years. And it's not easy.
The humanitarian mission Guyana Inc. remains committed to expanding its outreach efforts, ensuring that vulnerable individuals across communities continue to receive much needed support. As the organization presses on with its humanitarian work, it hopes that acts of kindness such as these will inspire others to lend a helping hand and strengthen the spirit of compassion within society. Reporting for the LRTVS Newswatch, Ashley Smith.
Welcome back. We will now take a look at the local stock exchange markets, compliments of Gasky. And for the bridge report, the Berbice River Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, December 31st, 2025, from 13:20 hours to 1.5 hours. The schedule is subject to change without notice. And for the weather report, partly cloudy tonight with a high of 83 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. There is a 57% chance of precipitation. And tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 84 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 74 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's a wrap on tonight's edition of the LRTVS Newswatch. In case you missed a newscast, you can visit our YouTube channel at LRTVS Newswatch to stay abreast of what is happening around you. Remember to subscribe and click the bell icon to know when we post the next video. On behalf of the Newswatch's technical and production team, I am Melina De Freitas. Thank you for watching.